Sawadee Cup, and welcome to the Think Pink Podcast, Episode 8. This time, catching up with a good friend of mine in Melbourne while I was over there for Rebellion Road to RWS, which was a fantastic event. This young lady fought on the card with an opponent change at the last minute. This is a world-ranked, very professional young lady who has really impressed me with her commitment to every aspect of being a professional. Let's enjoy this one as much as I have, because sitting down with her was cool. I learned some stuff. I like how the confidence she speaks with and the belief she has in everything she's doing and the steps along the way, and how her and her team are developing as a total, growing together to make it work for her while she's leading the charge at her gym. So everybody welcome Bryony Soden. So, how's it going?
Right. Very intimate.
Yeah, it's welcome to the casting couch. All right, so let's start. What are we doing here in Melbourne?
I'm here to fight on the Rebellion times the Road to Rajanamnam.
Cool. Sweet. Someone's feeling a bit awkward here. Wouldn't be the first person to be awkward in my presence. Something to keep you occupied.
I got like mad at it. I can't even play with an elastic band. Okay, all right, I'll just see you.
I love it. All right, so obviously been planning to fight one particular opponent. Been a last minute change. As we said off air before, like, good on Corbin for jumping in. Short notice. You're obviously going up in weight now. How do you deal with that mentally, the change in opponent? Were you like seriously planning for Joe, or was it like you just train, you just do what you do?
Well, me in myself and as an athlete, I feel like since my last fight camp when I fought for the international belt against Emma Usher in May, I came back from Thailand with this definitely confidence in myself, to the point I actually made my trainer at home uncomfortable, because I came back with, I want to work this and I want to get better at this, and I even made him on pads, like, he was like, this is weird, Bryony, like, we're not actually moulding like we normally do, because my styles adapting and changing. So that's why I've kept the role balling in terms of that, and I've forced myself and I've forced my coaches all to level up, and I was doing that, and then Joanne La popped up. And then I was like, wicked, this is going to match what I've been working on anyway.
Like, that would have been an absolute crack. Like, that would have been like hard, eh? That would have been like a punch on. Yeah, it will happen. It will happen eventually. Yeah, for sure.
So the prep for Joanne La just falls into what this is anyway, because I've been working on myself. And I think in particular, the more experience I get, you've got to just be flexible.
Yes, you do.
You've got to be able
this shit pops up all the time, right?
To deal with anything, and life, everything teaches you that, and sport teaches you that. So.
And that's the thing, like you said, in life, all my Muay Thai lessons, I like to transfer them across to life, right? And things change at the last minute. You know, you thought this was going to happen, then this happens, and whatever it happens to be, right? You've got to be able to change on the spot and keep the same mentality. Yeah.
And I think, like, I think about my life in goalposts, and I think of fight camp like goalposts. I don't think too far ahead, because Muay Thai is a monster and it's constantly evolving, and who knows what can happen, who knows who I can fight, who knows who I can beat, who knows what I'm capable of. In myself, I'll find out tomorrow. Like,
this is the best way, and it's like, ultimately you have this dream of being, you know, the king or the queen of Muay Thai, of your weight division. Everyone in the world knows who you are, but that pathway to get there is like this. It's like, that's your goal, and this is where you're starting, but it's all over the fucking shop between, hey?
And you got to be doing it for the sake that you're doing it. Like, I really enjoy, like, people come around to me, especially fight week, I bet you can't wait to, just get in there and fight. I'm like, no, man, I'm actually enjoying
the whole process.
The whole process.
You're a rarity, though. That's a rarity. And like, it's why you are a standout as well. Like, another thing you're a standout for, let's get on this subject, your social media. Like, you're doing exactly what needs to be done as a professional in all aspects, right? The running your social media, keeping everyone in touch with what you're doing. Let's start on a negative thing. Like, do you feel extra pressure because of that? Nah, cool. Nah. That's good.
I found out that a bunch of people used to call me Cocky Bryony like 3 years ago when I was posting. So now I'm always like, oh, fucking Cocky Bryony's going to do a post again.
Cool. Good on you.
No, I've always been like that. It's my generation. I'm 24. Phones came out when I was like 12. I've always posted, and it's just what I do.
Can you see the negative side of it for an amateur doing?
I think I like when you mentioned as an amateur, it's good to document. It's good to document that you fought on this show and thanked the show. So I get the guys at my gym to do that, and nothing more, nothing less.
Beautiful.
Not to hype themselves up and not to build it, because I've seen guys build it and like, this week's
and then they shit the bed.
And it's too much pressure. Even within myself, I felt like for my world title in February, I put too much pressure for myself on that, belted up too much. I think even now I'm still finding a happy medium and trying to post from just a place that I'm just sharing this and I'm not gloating or I'm not.
It's also you're very natural with the way that you do speak, and I think a lot of people in mobile phone land can learn how to do what you're doing from you. Like, look at, okay, so she's not, I'm smashing it, like the minute you're talking yourself up, you're always talking, whether it be goals, whether it be the way, your pathway, what the mistakes you're making.
I try to just share what I'm learning.
Yes.
And that's my personality. I'm constantly always making sure that people don't make the same mistakes I did.
Yeah, and that's how I feel as a trainer. And that's why I'm like super honest about how much I've fucked up my career. With whatever, whether it be the drugs thing, whether it be the not training hard enough, whether it be taking every fight on 5 minutes notice because it was easier than putting in for it and all that sort of bullshit, you know. And I try and now show my mistakes openly so that people learn from me. So do you have a recipe? Like, obviously, you're just sharing what you're going through and stuff. Do you have a recipe for what you do weekly through your social media and stuff?
Yeah, so there's I always try to make, there's parts of my personality that I want to share. I always want to promote the part of me that is a fighter. So I've got to promote, what is the latest fight. If I've got a fight coming up, make sure I'm promoting that. But then I also want to promote something that I've learned along my career that someone can relate to, so I'm relatable. Always got to have at least one sponsorship post per week because I have sponsors that make me post two times a month or 1 time a month. And this is a big help. If you just write in your notes on your phone what you need to do each week. So I have on my posts that I need to make sure I tick off, and stories that
I do the same thing, even with just this stuff, and
just to remind me and keep me accountable. Like at the start of the week, remind people to book PTs in, and midweek.
Because it's easy to forget. It's easy. There's so much going on. Like in the sport we're in, especially, it's like there's not one big thing constantly. It's a million little things every week, and so I'm obviously doing 2 podcasts. I've got my gym. I've got my the business side of the gym. I've got my fighters side of the gym. I've got everything 3-4 months in advance of the next show and who's fighting and whatnot. So, and then I've got the chores that my missus gives me to do, like the errands to run around and do that, because she's working a lot now. So other things I've got to add into my little schedule. And if I don't write it weekly, daily, man, I forget stuff.
I even have Google Calendar's good. Because that reminds me to, it will give me a reminder at certain times of the week for certain businesses. I do that for Fit and Healthy Chef. I always remind people the 24 hours before the cutoff. I do my gym social media, but it's pissed now because I've been doing it for 4 years. So
I got my Fit and Healthy Chef delivery yesterday and then accidentally left it at the gym. So so I forgot to take it in, and it's going to be sitting there outside under the chairs. That's sad. So now I got to order again.
Should you get a pity refund?
No, don't want a pity refund. I've been looked after way too much already. In saying that, let's go over some sponsor stuff. How does your sponsorship deals work? Obviously, you don't have to go into detail and stuff.
Hey, when I first started asking for sponsorship, I messaged Lucy Dedman and I asked her how she did it. And she showed me that she would get people to pay a certain amount per how much you would post, visit their shop, and post depending on obviously more money if it's by a feed or more money via stories. And it's changed since then. I try and I will write. So I have a resume. I have an athlete's resume, and I write like a 1 page of who I am, what the fuck I'm doing, and that's kind of like what I give them the rundown. If they have no idea what Muay Thai is.
A lot of people don't, but then, they're interested in supporting an athlete, right?
Yeah, and then I'll have another page where I'll just edit according to who I'm reaching out to. And have like in columns,
kind of like a cover letter, right?
Like in columns I'll have like silver, bronze, or gold. And I used to prefer them paying me per fight, but I think it's more important at the start of fight camp. And even if the fight camp falls through, I'll just use it for the next fight camp. And then make sure I like visit them or prepare all their content before they pay me, and then I have all my stuff scheduled and I don't have to worry about it per fight camp. But I did see what Dory Duncan did, and I like how she tiered it according to time frame. So you're a yearly sponsor. I will promote you for a year, and that's more money, or I promote you for 6 months rather than per fight camp.
I like that. I do yearly for the gym.
At the start of the year, it was just freaking stressful trying to get a whole year's worth of sponsors for my banner and shit, and it was just like too much. So I do like that. Oh, do you just want to stick on for 3 months? Kind of thing.
And that's obviously you can then add things. So if you're on a yearly one, then you'd be on the banner or whatever, and then if you're 6 monthly, then this is what I give you. 3
cheap as hell as well. Like so much cheaper than like organising t-shirts and stuff.
Do you have all your stuff done locally? Like, do you have all your stuff made locally?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because obviously a lot of people are outsourcing to Thailand now because obviously cheaper.
I'm getting t-shirts done by Fanwear Collective, and I'm not having to do anything. They're doing everything. They're dealing with the orders, posting it, printing it, and then I get $10 per shirt, which
that's cool.
That's like that. The fact I lost money making shirts last time because they turned out shit because the logo was fucked, and then I had to deal with all the time.
I've dealt with that so many times, that sort of stuff.
I love it. I like the Fanwear so far.
Yeah, cool. And there's a little plug for you guys. If you're needing to get that stuff sorted, then get onto that.
And they made it. They made the design and everything within like my hour shift at work. I was like, what the hell? Okay. I started the shift. I told them what I wanted, and I came back and it was there.
Cool. See, like obviously when I'm making stuff, I'm that guy who has to be sitting in front of someone. I can't do stuff online, and like I made my Team Pinky shirts, and I sat there in the shop in Bangkok, in the warehouse, in the factory in Bangkok, with them while they were designing it all up and stuff. And man, it doesn't take them that long to do it. They just click and this. I'm a tech tard, so I got no idea what's going on with that sort of stuff. But
to do it for
for sure. 100%. That's why I'd rather just sit there, tell them what I want, and then they go, "How's this?" I'm like, "Can you change that?" and that kind of stuff. So obviously fighting this weekend. So we're recording, Friday the 30th of August? How long have you been officially in prep for this one?
Define prep.
Okay, so do you have, I'd say so you've known when the matchup is,
I knew about 5.5 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good time frame though to not...
I'm going to start training. I trained for 3 weeks.
Yeah, good.
100%.
Yeah, good. Yeah. That's kind of what I was getting at. So
I don't do anything more than that. I was peaking early for this one, and I was like, you know what? Every time I peak early, I just like hold myself back, and I decided to just go, I'm just going to fucking send it. I'm 24, let's see what happens. And then I just leveled up week by week.
Cool.
So, because I entered this prep fit because I just train anyway.
Yeah, because you're always in training.
So when I'm not in prep, when I'm in prep, I do 100% volume of everything, which is like all my sessions. When I'm not in prep, I just drop it to 50%. So instead of I always do like a certain amount of sprints on a Monday, short, long on Wednesdays, and then a threshold run on Friday. I'll drop that to 50% volume.
Cool.
It takes me when I'm not in fight camp. So when I'm in fight camp, I don't get injured. I don't end up with like whoa, what's going on? It's just it's easy.
Beautiful. And with obviously females weight cuts and stuff, it's a lot different to being a dude. And man, it took me years to realise that. And it wasn't until I was a trainer with having female fighters and stuff.
It's hard for females to lose
for sure.
weight,
especially if you're getting your period, all that sort of stuff. How do you go out of fight prep? Do you let yourself go a little bit? When I say let yourself go,
I give myself a percentage.
Yeah, cool.
So I won't let myself get more than 10 to 14% from my weight class. And honestly, I never go more than like 12%. I can't force myself to because I'm always training. Because I prefer to cut like 5 to 6% on fight week as a female. So
that's still a fair whack for a female.
So I give myself like 5% to lose in that 6 to 7 weeks.
Yep.
And
that's cool.
Yeah, because you should be ideally as a female looking between losing 0.5 to 1% per week.
Yep.
And they tend to lose on the lowest side of that.
Yep.
Males do more.
Yep.
But I'm a fucking beast. I can lose like 1 to 1.5 and not lose my period. Like,
that's going to be my next question.
Yeah,
like,
I haven't lost my period in about 3 years.
Okay, so you're having some hormonal issues early?
Early? Because I used to freaking eat 1,000 calories a day when I first started. My first 10 fights, I was fighting at 53 to 55 as an amateur, eating 1,000 calories a day.
Ugh.
Training like crazy. Dave had me doing sprints the night before weigh-ins when I first started. Like, this is how I used to train.
And as an amateur, you can though, right? Like, it's a little bit different. But this is a lesson for people at home, whether you're male. Do you have a nutritionist?
I am my nutritionist.
Oh, that's right. You are too. Sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah. I totally forgot about that. So this is where people really seem to struggle. It's like, it's not less is more when it comes to it's doing the right things. There's no reason why you can't still have a good number of calories, but you're just changing things around. So I don't understand the science of it, but I know enough to know that, man, I've seen people eating in fight week going, how the fuck are they going to make weight? But doing the right things, eating the right things.
So much easier for yourself. Yeah.
And man, it's crazy, huh? Like, were you already doing the nutrition thing back then? Did you?
I had no idea about nutrition probably until like 2021, probably like 3 years into my career.
Yep.
It wasn't around back then. Yeah.
Oh, and that's the thing. It's almost come out of nowhere. Like back in that, it was just like, just cut carbs out. Like that was, that's all I knew how to do to cut weight. Like, man, I'm talking. I've been retired for 12 years. So
cut weight. All my coach knows is he literally tells my guys to stop eating sweets, and I'm like, you need to go and do like the fight dietitian course and learn yourself so you can talk to these guys.
Yep.
So I talk to them.
but also I think it's important. To have that guy in the gym. Yeah, because obviously
I just give my guys their own shit myself. Yep. I just go, I'm like, all right, I'll just send you something, do this.
But that's great to be that team player. You know, you're leading the way in the gym, so it's kind of like when guys are like, oh, so what do I got to do in fight week or whatever? I go, talk to Jason or Panna.
Yeah.
Like, Jason hardly leads by example with that kind of stuff. Like, he's good at cutting weight and stuff, but he's not good at post-fight stuff. How do you go mentally with, obviously, you deplete yourself a little bit or whatever, like I suppose it's not the right word, but how do you go, because you love your cookies and shit.
Yeah, I get mad body dysmorphia. Even this week, like I look at my body 5 weeks ago and I look at me and I'm like, I look so different compared to what I am now. And it's gonna happen. It fucking happens every single time. You just have to embrace it. So what I do is I freaking ordered all my Fit and Healthy Chef. So when I get back, I stick to those meals.
Yeah, cool. Because that's a big part of it.
Consistency, getting back into it straight away.
And don't totally go without the things that you really like, right? Like you have it every now and then. It's not like, you know, I say to my guys, like 3 or 4 weeks leading up to your fight, like you should be around where you should be at anyway. Like it's obviously just a slight drop over that 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But before that, you should have been having something you like. Man, have it once a week. There's no reason to have it all day, every day, which is where I think people fuck up.
That's where I used to go wrong. Yeah. Like, literally the next day, just eat how you normally eat for your first meal.
Yep.
And if you, like, rather I used to be like, all right, pancakes, ice cream, cookies for breakfast. No, eat how you normally eat, go out for dinner with your team. And
it's a healthier way of looking at it. I know people struggle because it's like, man, but I really enjoy this. Yeah, I'm not saying never have it.
It's just going to make you feel like shit.
Yeah. And all that, the stuff that everyone wants to have, literally never makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Like never, none of it.
It helps going back to training because if you eat that shit and go back to training, you're going to feel like shit.
Yep.
So if you go back to training, you will want to eat good.
Yep. Yeah, I totally agree. It should be, like I tell my guys, not the amateurs, but the pro guys, be back in Thursday after the fight. Most of them are back in on Monday, not to spar and all that sort of stuff, but to keep moving.
Just the routine.
Yeah. But you'll see some guys, they come in on Thursday and you can visibly see they put on like 3 kilos already. It's like, man, like you've done yourself no favor with healing, with anything, right?
Yeah.
It's that whole, it's not just about your fight prep and it's about life. because you want longevity, you want to be around forever. And, you know, it's like, whether it be taking out hard sparring, whether it be your nutrition, whether it be whatever, whether it be sleep, whether it be your water intake, things that you should be doing constantly to be able to live a healthy life. Because otherwise you end up like me when your career's over and my hormones are fucked. My body is fucked, full of inflammation. Like I'm constantly in a battle of fixing all the shit that I made mistakes when I was. And the only reason my career ended is because I didn't look after myself.
Yeah.
I didn't stretch. I didn't hydrate enough. I didn't all these things. And admittedly, different generation. Like I said, I've been retired for over 12 years now. Most people who are fighting now didn't even know what Muay Thai was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, like, and we didn't just have, let's get on Google and see what We'll get on YouTube and see what fighters are. Didn't even have that, you know, let alone a nutritionist. Yeah, nutritionists were known for being associated with the little gym down the road where old mates got everyone coming in losing weight, all the mums and bubs classes and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's obviously a different world, and there's so much information out there, and I just hate hearing about, man, the extremes. It's like ruining themselves hormonally.
Even people who just are so strict on themselves afterwards. Go straight into like tracking every single calorie afterwards, and I'm like,
no, have what you normally have. Just have a little bit more of it, or whatever.
The meals that you normally have, just have the same sizes of it. Just don't track it.
Yeah.
Like you don't need
forget
to
about
weigh
it. Let your head down.
Get your normal cup size and put it in there.
Yes, exactly. Because this is a conversation I had with, you know, Liam Cale from my gym. I had the conversation with him so many times about, man, you're just like, it's like you're just so regimented in how you eat and stuff.
I'm the opposite now, hey, like even on fight week, like today I've had a whole packet of lollies and I'm like, I'm glycogen loading now, I'm on weight, like why not?
Yep, why not?
Like 2 years ago I'd be like, I'm gonna put weight on, like no.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's just recently, like we had a chat, he goes, what do you think about me going up in weight? I go, you need to, because you're not, he was walking around at 49, 50 kilos. And and it was, I'd probably say maxing at like 52 at the time. Yeah. Whereas his last fight, he was 58, walking around at 58 kilos. Yeah. Looks
solid now.
Yeah. Obviously didn't look as ripped as what he normally does, but who cares? Yeah. Because he goes, I can't believe because he never even used to do anything. Like his day off was doing nothing. Whereas like, man, go and have a life.
I learned that at Sitmonchai.
Oh, for sure.
I was 4 days out from fighting. Like, so the version of myself before my world title loss, my whole life would be, all right, sacrifices for Muay Thai. I need to sacrifice. I can't see my family. I can't do this, can't do that. What for what?
For what?
Like, enjoy your life. Yeah. Don't let it interrupt what you're doing.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Enjoy it. Couldn't agree more.
Sitmonchai made me realise that going for my little activities, like I was fighting 4 days and playing in a pool, like my old version of myself wouldn't do that.
No. I think Thailand, that's one of the biggest things most people take away from Thailand is because unless you're at one of the old hardcore gyms where it's still 7 days a week of flat out training, like there's no stop. Pretty much every gym now caters to the Western way a little bit more, but everyone goes out and does something on a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's like, it's over now for Saturday Arvo. Whether you go out at night time and let your hair down at night time, obviously it doesn't have to be drinking and partying and stuff, but it's doing something. It's going to the markets and eating something a little bit different, or it's this. And Liam was saying that he's now started eating different things, and like on a Sunday he'll go to the markets and he'll have a bit of this and have a bit of that and try different things, and he feels so much more positive about Muay Thai and he's learning quicker because he's giving himself some downtime, which, man, like my whole career was downtime, but like it's so easy to go to. Obsession is not good. Yeah, no. And this is that.
You've got to enjoy what
you do. And you've got to be consciously doing things. Yeah. I think where people make a huge mistake is they become an addict of whatever it is.
Like a programmed version of themselves.
Yeah.
I feel like that version of me, the only time it comes out is when I'm fighting or when I'm like, I don't know, say I'm focused on pads or I'm sparring. That's the only perversion time that part of me should come out is in those flight or fight moments.
Yeah, beautiful.
Otherwise, just enjoy, have fun.
Yep, 100%. Yeah. So, how many fights have you had now?
31. No, 31 tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's hectic. Sweet. That's great. That's awesome. Like,
I started Muay Thai 6 years ago.
That's pretty awesome, especially for a female. Like, that's cool as. Like, I didn't realise it was that many already.
Yeah. It's because I've chosen to fight up and weight. Dave never says no. Fight anywhere up and weight as often as I can. I try and fight every 8 to 10 weeks.
Yep.
That's because I just enjoy it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. And like you said before, you enjoy the process as well, which means that you can jump in on those.
Yeah.
And you are prepared for whatever. Yeah. What's a highlight so far for you?
Highlight? I don't know.
Because this is a hard one to ask most people, because especially someone who enjoys the process, because there's not necessarily like one big fight or this or that. It's just...
Man, I just honestly...
My favourite fight then?
I think my highlight of just doing Muay Thai is the connection that I have with Dave and Paul. Like, cool. I've never met men in my life care and show me love so much, and they make me feel so safe. Like, even being on this trip with them.
That's beautiful. That's so nice, huh?
Yeah, like I feel like I'm about to cry. Like,
yeah, you are.
Fuck you, cunt. Yeah, you are. Yeah, like I just.
That's beautiful though. That's the joys of this. Yeah. Like, when you start Muay Thai, you join a family, whether it be the gym family or whether it be the Muay Thai family in general. Yeah. Like, it's not like you...
It passes on, like, it's a cycle. Everything, all the love and attention that's been given to me is I'm passing on to my teammates now, and they're passing on to their teammates. Like, it's full cycle.
I always feel like everyone in my gym is one of my kids.
Yeah.
One of them just walked in the room. He, someone who used to fight for me. But yeah, it's like... Come and say hello. So,
hey guys.
So, like, in a sport like we're in right now, there's so many broken people. There's people missing things in their life and whatnot. And
a sport attracts that.
It does, and because it's a medicinal sport. Yeah. It's one of those sports that can make you feel like something that you never could have felt. But but it also, everything you do is earned in this sport. Like, you have to earn it. You don't. There's not many people out there who managed to get to the end of their career and it was all just handed to them. Like, very rare. It happens, but very rare. The rest of it's like sacrifice, sacrifice, sacrifice. And it's not always a negative sacrifice. Like we sort of mentioned, it's part of your commitment to your training is letting your hair down. You know what I mean? Like, it's that you're sacrificing what you naturally wanted to do. There's always adjustments in life. And like you said, you've got, two loving men in your life that you can look at like fathers, and man, like, that's the shit you gain from this sport. You don't gain that in any other sport, I don't believe. There's obviously, some people, they start footy and they've never had a dad, and the footy coach is their dad for the rest of their life, that sort of thing. But I think Muay Thai is so extreme.
They've seen me walk into the gym. I didn't speak for the first year. I
can imagine that. You were a bit like that when I first met you.
I used to be like, yeah, that's it. Dave used to call me Cyborg. And then, like, I've started speaking after, like, my 7th fight. And then, like, even Paul, when he took me to Saudi Arabia for the World Combat Games, and he watched me cut weight, fight again, cut weight, fight. And he's just like, it's fucking insane what you do. I was like, just seeing me, all right, I fought, gotta go switch off and go cut weight and do the whole process every day. And he gained so much respect. And him seeing, because he's taken more of a coaching role the past 2-3 years, seeing the evolution. He told me, I think when I was like 15, 14 fights deep, Bryony, you're like an iceberg. Each fight, one of these fights, you won because you're low kicks, or you won because you're boxing, and here you was your clinching. You're like an iceberg, it's all underneath, and then the more you become better and like more world class, it's all going to come out. Yeah. It's all going to start molding together and blending together. And I remember him saying that, and he's being part of that as well as a trainer. I sent him videos of like Leo Elias. I'm like, you go study this man, and he's like proper evolving as a trainer as well. Like, watching Muay Thai at work, like he shouldn't be, but like he's picking things up and growing as well, and it's cool to
awesome.
Be in the whole process together. I'm even making Dave open his old way habits.
Nice. I like that. But this is also the job of a student. Like, no student should ever tell their trainer, like,
you're not doing it wrong, but I want to try this. I've seen someone do this. Let's try this. And They love that shit.
And
I make them level up because I want to level up.
Yeah, and this is what I dream of as a trainer. Like, I'm a pretty outspoken dude, and people are scared to come and talk to me and stuff. But they soon realise when they do, because the only person in my gym who really has ever talked to me is Fitty Shades.
Yeah.
And he knows that he can talk to me about anything.
Yeah.
But he started the same way, where he was scared to talk to me because...
Dave was like that.
Yeah.
Dave was so emotionally shut off, and then the past 2 years, especially my losses, and like when I lose, or if something bad happens to me, he loses sleep. He will want to learn and fix and make sure that doesn't happen again. And like if I tell him something like, we need to change this about my training, or what we do as a gym, or we need to start sprinting, or we need to start making the guys do this, he'll listen. He'll sit there and be quiet and listen, and go, all right, we'll try it.
Cool.
Or I'll be like, I went and trained at this gym. They do this. Can we try it this week and see if it works?
Yep.
And he's open.
Yeah.
He's old school, but he's open, and he will be happy to try.
See, this is what people don't realise about myself as well. Like, if I have tried it before, I'll tell you I've tried it before and it won't work. Or if I haven't, then I'm always wanting to learn.
Yeah.
Like, I am always learning, because whether you're at your level, at Dave's level, at Paul's level, whatever, everyone needs to be learning.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where you're at, you've got to constantly be learning, right? If you're not constantly learning, if you're not constantly evolving, and it's not just you're learning, you've also then got to go, all right, I need to make changes because the sport's changed.
Yeah.
Like, man, it was still when I first started, and I was in, obviously I went to Thailand, all that sort of stuff, but it was, man, leg kicks barely scored. You had to kick the body. Like, everyone was just left body kick, you'd be right. You know, like all those sort of things. Man, that doesn't...
Even tomorrow, like, I think the RWS people are here watching, like, there's got to be a certain way you've got to put on a performance so they want you.
Yeah.
Like, there's a certain way you got to fight to impress them.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. And you've got to... There's different styles for different shows and
states.
And states. This is true. Let's get onto that subject. Like, so I was just in WA recently.
Yeah. Oh.
How do you feel WA is going at the moment, like as far as the whole scene goes?
Like, it all depends on what refs are. When I get in the ring, I have to look at who's judging my fight.
Yeah.
And I have to fight according to that. And most of the time I go, oh, fuck, looks like I'm going to have to fucking make sure I'm not just winning every single round, but I'm being dominant every single round kind of thing.
I think the whole country is going through...
You can't,
a stage now where all new refs and judges coming through, and
there's some old school ones, and then you're like, the old schools are watching, so they're gonna like most of the time they score punching, and then
every stage.
That's what happened last weekend. We had fights on the D fights, and whenever there were old judges, we thought the guy that was kicking more was gonna win, but nope, boxer won. Like, yeah, I
think there's a big thing going on now, like with that across the country. Joey in Adelaide and me talk about it all the time, because he's, you know, probably SA's best judge, and he's like, man, I don't know what to do, so I'm pulling my hair out, bro. I go, don't. It's a period of time where it's rough the country over. There's more ref and judge courses now than ever. More people are doing them, which I think is also confusing people even more, because they're also like, oh, I get it now. You know, instead of like, okay, I'll try and implement some of that stuff. All of a sudden they think they've learned it all.
Yeah.
And then it's like, nah, that's all wrong, that's wrong. You're lucky, you know, you've got at least, you know, one like official there who everyone can sort of, you know, he goes and teaches the course and stuff. So Darius, like, people can actually, they've got a mentor. We don't have that in SA. Like, we got no, our head official is average to say the least. Yeah. But I prefer him to be in the head official spot, because then he doesn't get a judge. Yeah. That's what the situation's like, because then he just has to be, he's just in charge of everyone on the day.
Yeah.
I prefer that. But our best judge is younger than most of the other guys, so they crack shit that no one wants to listen to him.
Yeah.
So it's like, I do think the whole country's going through a developmental stage right now with the reffing and judging, and I think it's going to be rough for a good couple of years. But take away the judging, how do you think WA is in a better place Muay Thai wise than they were, say, 3 years ago?
Yeah, I haven't been around for long. 3 years.
See, for me, I think I'll be honest. I think no. I
I haven't
I think during like
it's good. We got so many we got young we got Carrie Ann and
Yep.
Roy and just, people who've actually been in the sport.
yeah.
Which is
Take
good.
out the judging though. Forget about the judging.
Okay.
Think about the fighters.
The fighters.
So like I'm sort of that's what I'm sort of getting at now. It's like during lockdown, during scamdemic times and stuff. You guys were like leading the way with like real high level matchups and stuff, and you've still got a few guys at the top, but
faded off.
yeah, and you got a few still a few guys at the top, but it seems like that developmental level, which used to be still pretty high, real good Thai style, seems to have fallen apart a little bit. It doesn't look. It's not as pretty as it was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And with the amount of ties you've got over there and stuff, it surprises me really. But I'm not saying that that's how it's going to stay. But at
3 years ago, the Pit were on it, the Riddlers were on it, and those two gyms have gone a bit quiet.
Yeah, they're still putting the guys on. They've still got numbers and stuff, but there's there's another lot of guys coming through that.
I think it was 3 years ago. It was the people were 27, 29, and they were all near the end of their careers. The other ones. And then they all decided because of COVID to just drop off, or they got pregnant or started families, so they just never came back. Or they just haven't been able. I think there's a different breed of fighters pre-COVID to COVID.
Yeah, 100%.
Because of social media and because of
100%.
everything we know now and the sponsorships and nutrition and strength and the mix of all that. They're all different now, and it's the old school way won't you get picked apart kind of.
Yep, the old school way of fighting, but also
training and overtraining and not actually taking care of your body in and out of fight camp. You will get sought out by someone who's on it, by athletes.
And you'll soon get left behind because the guys that are doing the right thing are able to fight more regularly because their bodies are healing and
focus on getting better more regularly and not just coming back to the gym for a fight because they like fighting.
Yeah, constantly working, developing. That old way was just I
just like having a fight. I'll come back for that 5 weeks.
Yeah, smash it for 5-6 weeks. I still don't know how anyone's doing 6-week fight preps. Yeah. I don't even know how that's a thing.
Yeah, I peaked too early.
But even just the peaking, the burnouts,
your life can't be put on hold for.
No, it's a long time, right?
As well, yeah.
Yeah. We do 4 weeks for our pros only because it's 1 week.
I like that first week where you just
teaching, this is what our game plan is for this fight.
Yeah.
Setting this is the things you've got to have fixed this week.
Yeah.
For the rest of it.
Yeah.
That's all that week is. It's not that hard. It's hard as far as their sprints and their finishing off stuff that I get them to do and their conditioning, all that sort of stuff. That stuff's hard.
Yeah.
But the rest of it is all pretty cruisy, and that first week might be where they might do getting clinched, getting shark tanked and stuff that might start getting introduced straight away.
Yeah.
But I don't know how people's careers are lasting when they're still doing 6 week, because the body, even though people are doing more right things by their body, they're doing the strength and conditioning and they're eating properly, all that sort of stuff, bodies are weaker now. I feel due to kids aren't as active as they used to be. Man, all we did as kids was climb trees and ride our bikes and all that sort of stuff. And man, you're surprised if you see a kid out riding a bike these days. And I get it. As a parent, I get it because it's scary with kids being out on their own.
Now the kids made cry with body shots.
What was that?
Whack kids with the noodle with the body. Now you're saying this.
Yeah, it's kids. Yeah, I get that. It's so true though. I watch. You see some kids, they're inspiring, they're just they don't care, which is what my generation of kid was like as if I was doing it at my age, at that young age, whereas it's it's man, that didn't even exist back then.
Yeah.
It was the rarity.
I used to get chucked in the bin. I did judo from when I was 4 to 10, so we had a yellow bin. If I started crying, Bill Vanderbilt would pick me up by the back of my neck, chuck me in the bin, close it, and you can come out when you stop crying.
Wow, I like that.
That's why I'm where I am now. Thanks,
That's so good. That's so good. So judo, you started in judo?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, so my brothers all did judo. I used to sit there and be like, can you let me? And my dad would let me. And then I did it as much as I could while my parents were together, and my parents split up. Hardly was allowed to go. And it was like, I always spent my whole life like, I want to do what my brothers are doing. They were allowed to do soccer. I just wasn't allowed. So I have like a big fuck you. And then when I was 17, I was like, fuck you, I'm going to go do Muay Thai.
Yeah, yeah.
I always knew I wanted to.
How'd you get into Muay Thai then?
I've always watched my brother. He's always been shit. But then he fought out of Dave's gym.
Oh, he did too. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And watch him knock someone out.
Did you just say he was shit?
He was shit. He was shit. We used to go to the local tennis court and be taught by this guy who used to like bash him every night. He used to come home with blood noses. And I was like, I want to do that. But my dad's like, you can't do that. Look what happens to Brant. And then he fought out of Dave's gym. And because he fought out of Dave's gym, he had the whole like Beastmasters crew cheering him on. And I was like, ooh, that's sick. So the next week after he knocked someone out, I was like, I'm going to go try that. And Dave told me from day one, you can be like a world champ if you want to. And I was like, what? From like
Good
day
driven.
one. I was like, what the hell?
Trainers can see it though. Trainers can see who's driven and who's not.
Yeah, it was just before Christmas after I finished school. So I was like,
wow,
in it straight away.
What's your brother doing now? I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, he doesn't do Muay Thai anymore.
Because I remember last time I saw him was on Muay Thai Grand Prix.
Against Jay Tomey. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a baby and he just like baby business on that now, and that's why I can see it happen in other people's career.
Yeah.
Because that takes over.
Life takes over.
Balance it.
People are so. This is I find another thing is people are so scared now.
I could see it in him. He would not like because he was working as a roof chippy. On Friday when he'd cut weight, he'd just put 2 trackies on 2 jumpers and just work on the roof all day.
Yeah.
And that's how he'd sweat.
Yeah, I think people are so scared to lose what is seen, especially through social media and stuff, as the normal life.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, your wife, kids, house, good car, all that, like those things that is considered normal, which I also say one of the biggest problems with society now is...
I felt so guilty for so long, the life I live, so I do multiple things in order to earn money.
Yep.
I work 10 hours part-time. I work for my gym, social media, and as a coach. I do the sponsorships so I can actually cover the extras that I do. I do my nutrition on the side as well, and then I also get like affiliation, marketing money as well. So I have like 6 different incomes in order just to do what I do, and I also rent a room from my housemate so I can not pay all that shit. So I can build something while I'm still doing Muay Thai. Because the scariest thing is I look at the world champions and they're like, I have no super, I've made all these sacrifices, and I'm like, I don't want to end up like that.
Yeah, I got nothing.
So I want to build something while I'm doing this. I don't want to have nothing.
Yeah.
And I know the capacity that I'm at now as a person, this is what I can handle now, but I'm going to be able to do more a month from now. I'll be able to take on more. And that capacity is going to grow and grow and grow. And I look at someone like Jaden Enold, who's like, he's like being able to build himself as an athlete and as a coach.
As a product as well.
Makes money for himself, and he's bought a house and shit like that while he's training full time. And that's why I loved it at Strikeforce. I was inspired by all these guys who are making it work. Making their balance between having partners and training full time and working as well. And that's why I like being in Australia, because that work ethic and the drivenness of this, of wanting to make it work and build it into your lifestyle. And that's why I like being at my boxing as well, because all my amateur boxing training partners, they don't get paid. They train twice a day and they fucking love this shit. And I'm like, you guys are crazy. Like, what?
I get that.
I don't get how you're doing that. I also get paid a little bit in Muay Thai.
For sure. Like,
and they fight every 2 or 3 weeks.
It's crazy,
I get blown away. But I'm trying to build myself as much as I can. And that's why I started coaching the kids. When Max left our gym, he offered to teach me how. I was like, this is going to be good because it's going to teach me something about myself. And now it's given me so much confidence, and I know why Max can carry himself the way he does, because he was teaching kids at like 15 years old. And that could bring some strong leadership skills to him. Like even doing Dave's social media, it used to take me so long to do it, and now I can do it without thinking. There's so many things I can confidently know I'm capable of. I can do after my Muay Thai career.
Awesome.
You should plan for your
retirement plan.
I hope like in 10 years time that they have like freaking, I want to be like a hot TV host or something of Muay Thai and walk around and shit.
Man,
that'd be sick.
But that's good, like because I was sort of going to get at before with, you know, you've got to have goals, right? You've got to have things you're chasing.
I always add crazy shit on my pinboard.
And perfect, and that's
that
good.
Aren't related to just winning fights.
No, for sure. That's important as well, because it's like back in the day, I find everyone's so depressed now and stuff because they don't know what they're doing with life. Back in the day, everyone had the same recipe.
Yeah.
You finish school, you get a job, you buy a house, you get married, you have kids, or you get married and you buy a house and you have kids. Like everyone had that same.
Yeah.
And I know it's not the dream. But now you have options.
Yeah.
But people are so lost with all the options that now they
I
don't
just
know.
don't want to be the same.
No.
And I just want to accumulate skills.
Yeah, good.
And I know all the other good shit will come when it comes.
But without goals, without things that you're trying to chase,
yeah.
like that ultimate goal of, man, being able to be retired from fighting and having something, and like that's probably your ultimate goal, like doing the best you can in fighting, but finishing fighting and having a wealth or having something there to fall back on.
Yeah.
That's your ultimate goal. So sweet. Whatever happens in between there is all your short-term goals. Yeah. And without goal setting, because as I said before, everyone used to have the same goals. Yeah. So everyone was happy. Everyone was content doing their work in their 9-to-5s and stuff, because that was just how life was. Whereas now we have so many options that without those small goals along the way, most people just fall to shit.
Yeah.
And you need
but
goals.
You need that in between fights as well when you're in fight limbo, so you don't get depressed.
Yeah, what are you doing? Why?
In fight limbo, I love fight limbo because so 3 years ago, I used to be all about fighting, and I was a fucking bitch. I was unapproachable, I was a dick. And then now, when I'm not got a fight...
Still don't like a hug.
Yeah, nah, fuck that. when I don't have a fight, I love giving to my gym and teaching and bringing everyone up and giving as much as I can. And I actually get to, when I get 2 or 3 weeks out from a fight, I hate it because I can't hold pads as much as I can. Or I can't, like, I literally sit there and like yelling at them sitting. I'm like, so I'm too tired to just come over and teach you right now. But I know I will when I'm outside a fight camp. You'll get all my attention.
And how good is it, like being a trainer, being a coach, not a trainer, being a coach while you're fighting, you kind of lose an excuse of, I didn't know, because you have to learn stuff really quickly. You have to get more stuff under you and prove that the stuff you're doing works, right? Because you've got to be able to show that to someone else then.
Oh, yeah.
So all those things, you lose one of the excuses in life which people have, I just didn't know. Well, you did, because that's what you're teaching. Like I've seen you running a class. Like I watch my guys all running classes. Like I got four of my fight team run a class a night.
Yeah.
And I get to sit there and go, they know it. I can see they see straight through that and this and that, and this is what they understand. There's absolutely no reason why they can't do that in a fight.
Yeah.
So I use that. Yeah. So developing as a coach, I think helps you develop as a fighter so much quicker.
Oh, yeah, it does. Especially if you're able to teach. I reckon if you're able to teach people, that's just an added bonus. Like being able to teach different levels and different type of people. Like if Dave's teaching anyone, sometimes he'll get me to stand there and watch and be like, Bryony, what are they doing wrong? Can you fix them? Like, and it would be anyone. And like, just him giving me the honour to do that is like my favourite.
You know who Alan Wong is, right? Like Flinders Muay Thai. So he was like, had pulse to win. He had all these world champions back in the day. And when our gym, like Fight Club, shut down, I moved to Flinders when I came back to Australia. And I remember one time, it was when I was back in Australia on holiday, and I was there helping him, and he's like, can you see what's going on with his kick? Man, I can't figure it out, eh? And I'm like, stop taking the piss, Alan. Like, he's been 44 years out of gym.
Yeah.
And I'm like, don't take the piss. He goes, no. He goes, I can't figure it out. I'm like, it's his foot placement on his steps. He's like, oh, thanks, man. Like, he goes there. So, hear that? Listen to what Pinky has to say. And I was kind of like, surely he was taking the piss. No. And how good is that feeling though, when it's like, oh man, my trainer, because he's one of my trainers, he has faith in me.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, that was cool.
Yeah. It's cool because I've seen that happen when I started. Like, Dave would get like Josh or Paul to start teaching me, and they were fighting when I was starting back then, before they became trainers.
Yep.
It's full circle.
Yeah. That's cool. And the fact that they're still around is amazing, you know. That's all you hope for as a trainer, that one or two of you guys will stick around and help. You know, like, and be not help just to help you, but help because it's what they want to do. And they want to be
family, and it's a full-time job, and they're in the gym every night. And they're a part of it. It blows my mind, the sacrifice.
It's cool. That's what love is. That is that family. And what doesn't happen with the business style gyms. It only happens with the family style gyms. Like, I'm always going to battle financially with my gym. I've had a couple of people move to my gym this week from another gym, And it's like, they say, like, I come here and I feel like I'm in a family, whereas I go there, I feel like I'm a customer.
Yeah.
And man, that's what I pride myself on. And the family gyms never make the money that the business gyms do. Not never, but a lot of the time. But I think it's way more rewarding than making shitloads of money.
I love it as well. Like, I feel like the connection that I have with my trainers and my training partners, it forces me to constantly be growing.
Yep.
Like I feel like what I have is so rare.
Yep.
Even when I go to my boxing gym, like, it's so rare the amount of investment that I have.
Yep.
That it would be like stupid of me just like this is working and this is making me better and better and better.
So how long have you been doing the boxing for?
Since 4 years.
Okay, so you've had one boxing fight, right?
Yep.
So
against a chick with 50 fights. Yeah. And then she came to my gym, we came and sparred the next week after, and I sparred her for 9 rounds. And after the first 3, she's like, "The fuck, you're fit?" And I'm like, "Bro, this is me outside of fight prep, man. What do you mean?"
So
I was like, Muay Thai boxing, mindsets are different.
Yeah, they are. Does your boxing coach understand Muay Thai?
Nah.
So this is one thing I've always had.
He teaches me boxing, but he won't fuck me up.
Doesn't mess with your footwork? Okay.
Not even when I'm training boxing.
Cool. Because that's one of the most important things I find. Like, I worry.
He's one of those guys, and when I obviously fought out of his gym now, and I went to a boxing show, and I noticed, wow, all the other gyms are not as technical as this gym, and not as fit, and not as smart. He has taught me how to fight all different styles.
Cool.
Long, short, rangy, footwork, in and out, angles, how to fight southpaws. He is so smart. He's got like 12 weeks in his brain worth of like different lesson plans in his head. So he's very structured. He's got he's the most crazy cunt. He's got BD on his ass, boxing, and then his asshole's O, and then D is die, so boxing or die. He's weirder than you.
Is he autistic?
He molests me every time I go train with him.
Okay, she is over 17, 18.
I don't like hugs, and he grabs me and tackles me on the ground.
Can't blame him.
What the fuck?
Oh, you know, I'm a hugger.
He's crazy like you.
I'm a hugger, but I find it so awkward saying hello to people without giving them a hug.
What?
Yeah.
I don't even say hello to people. I hate hello to people, guys. I just pretend we were there the whole time.
Pretend you didn't exist. You just saw me obviously greet everyone downstairs, and you're the only one. I was like, "Hey," like that for me is awkward as fuck.
Nah, it's chill.
But anyway, I get it. Like, and that's the thing. Everyone, like, as a trainer, you got to be able to deal with anything and everything.
Yeah. But my boxing is smart. He knew Dave. He's known Dave for like 8 years. They were going to start a boxing and Muay Thai gym together, but he wanted Mandurah and Dave wanted Port Kennedy, so they never ended up going together.
Isn't it pronounced Methdura?
Methandra. Yeah. So they go way back, and he's a Scouse, so he's from Liverpool. So.
Oh, no shit. Yeah. Okay.
So if they've got a British accent, I learn quicker.
All right. So from here on in, is there potential for you to go do like a long-term Thailand stay, or not really on your radar?
I'm getting fights, and I'm getting really good fights.
Yep.
Cool. I'm getting paid good in Australia.
Yep.
Be dumb of me like to go over
there.
Unless
you were getting
on the RWS tournament, I will go over there for a long ass stint.
Yep.
But otherwise, I'm getting fights and putting myself out there. I am from a small ass gym, but I'm built myself. I built my name. I built the opportunities, and at this point in time, I'm set.
Yeah, cool.
But I'm happy to do whatever.
So right now, is your Muay Thai goal, your fight goal, to be in the RWS tournament?
Oh, I'd love that.
That's kind of what you want to do, yeah?
I don't really have like...
Yeah, cool. No, that's cool.
I just want to I want to be able to get to the level where when I fight, I want to be able to kind of emulate... My favourite fighter is obviously Niamh Kinahan. My coach was a very important part of her life.
Yep.
When she gets in the ring, you can see each round, she's able to bring up the level.
Yeah.
And she makes people not only just look like they don't belong in there with her, but she breaks people. Yeah. And that's the level I want to get to.
She has so much power to it. It's crazy.
That's the level I want to get to, and I want to be able to fight like that. And I want to be able to confidently do that at 54, 55, 56, 57, and say yes to every single opportunity. And
cool. I like that.
Yeah, just be able to do it.
I like the fact that you have like a pretty major overall goal, and whatever fits into that is what works. Obviously, the tournament, the RWS tournament is kind of...
RWS tournament, to get a call up from Japan. K1 with the shmoney.
Can't blame you.
I got a message from what's his name? There's a guy on the UFC. His sister's fighting. Alex Pierre's sister. A bunch of us got a message to fight her in like karate combat for like really good money.
I'd put someone in karate combat.
I would do that.
I'd put someone in that show.
So I'm just open to anything as long as I just stay. I would just want to be strong, get stronger, stay fit. I definitely want to get some amateur boxing fights in because I want my weight to stay down and me to stay focused and keep on being busy. I feel like I get more concussions doing boxing sparring on a Saturday.
Absolutely.
So doing a boxing fight is less dangerous in my personal opinion.
Yep.
So doing that to keep myself
Have you thought about doing pro boxing instead of doing the amateur thing?
I do that at the end of my career because I want to take it seriously. And
okay,
I don't
cool.
want someone to take advantage of me because I am fucking good. And if I want to make something of boxing, I will. And I think I would go all the way to the top in boxing.
Yep.
Because I feel like I'm naturally.
But your love is Muay Thai, right?
Like, I love Muay Thai.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So I want to take Muay Thai. Muay Thai is my serious thing.
Yep.
But that's what I would. Boxing wise, boxing's not affecting my Muay Thai. I've been doing it for 4 years.
Yep.
I train at least 2 or 3 times a week doing it.
Okay.
And at least one of those sessions is a one-on-one.
Yep.
So it hasn't affected my Muay Thai at all. So it's only made it better.
Yeah, cool.
Like,
sweet.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So sweet. So what we'll do, we'll leave it at that for today, and I'm definitely going to have you as a return guest.
Yeah,
one time
my
I'm over in
opinion's
Perth.
probably going to change because we live and we learn.
So good. I want to thank you very much for taking the time out on weigh-in day to come and chill with me on the casting couch.
It's okay, I lost 200 grams talking shit.
So this will be out probably a couple of weeks from now, I reckon. Maybe when I get back from Thailand. Yeah. But yeah, so thank you very much for being on here.
Max vs Hercules.
Oh, I'm cornering for him.
Oh,
I'm there. I'll be there in the corner. So I think.
Oh, there's my donkey laugh.
I think I'm cornering for him. So
yeah,
I fly out on Thursday. So
good.
Yeah. Either way, I'm there. Either way, I'm.
He's gonna be I don't even know how he can go another level by then. Like the way he looks at the moment, he's so solid, so sharp. It's gonna be good.
I'd like to, I'd like to see him do 6 months at Phuket Fight Club.
I want him to go there forever.
Yeah.
As long as Leo's there, it looks like he's absolutely flourishing.
Leo's such a good dude as well.
Yeah.
Like, obviously we go.
I've never seen Max scared on pads. I've never seen someone do that to him.
Yeah, good. Leo's that guy. But yeah, once again, thank you very much. We'll definitely keep in touch, and all the best for tomorrow night. And anyone you want to give a shout out to?
No.
Sweet, awesome. There, sponsors, she loves you. Thank you very much, guys, and I will see you next time. Buddy Carp.